We're at the New Green Frontier Cannabis Investor Conference talking to Chris Bunka, the CEO of Lexaria Biosciences. Chris, welcome to Small Cap Power.
Thank you, I'm glad to be here.
So for our viewers, please introduce us to Lexaria Biosciences.
Sure, well, we're pretty well known as an intellectual property company that services the cannabis industry as well as others. We have invented a new way of delivering APIs into the bloodstream, and it's very effective, it's very fast, and we also have the side benefits, or not, depending on your point of view, of removing most of the flavor and aroma of things like cannabinoids.
So is that like a delivery system?
Yeah, exactly. It's a delivery platform. What makes us really, truly unique is the fact that our technology has already been tested for delivery of cannabinoids, but also of things like nicotine. We're working on things like ibuprofen and other NSAIDs, also working on vitamins, hormones, any number of other molecules.
So do you have partnerships within the industry, or are you making your own products?
We have made some products, but really we're not a product company, we're more of a product incubation company. So when we make, say, a coffee or a tea, we want to make sure we understand that product really, really well before we license it. So for example, I know people are talking about beverages a lot these days. We've been making beverages for 4.5 years that have no cannabis flavor or aroma and no oil in the beverage. So we have a lot of experience doing that.
There's a lot of talk about cannabis-infused beverages, and what's so special about your product, and what has been the response from any initial tests you may have done?
Well, we've been at it for a long time, almost 5 years. The distinct thing that makes us different, I think, is the idea that we really remove the flavor and aroma of cannabis. So the underlying beverage that utilizes our technology has an opportunity to taste like the beverage you expect. So if you're making a beer, a wine, a soft drink, the beverage is going to taste the way a consumer would expect that beverage to taste, and not like cannabis. And then the other thing is how quickly it operates. For example, we did some testing in rats earlier this year. We do a lot of laboratory work, and in that test we delivered nicotine into the rat bloodstream in 2 minutes, which is awfully fast. And in human testing for things like, say, a capsule that you swallow, we have completed a human clinical trial in Europe, and we delivered 300% more cannabinoids into human blood in 30 minutes than did the same formula without our technology. So it's fast, and we remove the flavor.
Because that's a challenge that other players face, that you have that delivery mechanism, but it doesn't absorb as much as it's supposed to.
Yeah, and it's a real problem, and I know the regulators have struggled with it as well, because there's a little bit of fear about edibles, in part because they typically take so long, and there's a concern that I think is well-founded that people might overindulge while they're waiting. Nothing happens, they get frustrated, and maybe they medicate 2 or 3 times. With our delivery technology, that's less likely to happen, because you're more likely to feel it in about the same time as you would feel a glass of wine.
And how can investors participate in your growth story?
Well, we've been public a long time. We trade on the CSE under the symbol LXX, and we are on the OTCQX under LXRP.